like on countdown.
Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Film Game Podcast. My name is Saad. With me, as always, is Mr. Jegget and Andrei. So we start the episode, as always, with 5 random words picked from a dictionary, and we try and make a movie out of it. Y'all ready?
Y'all ready for this?
So we've got artificial, disgrace, high school, Neolithic, and pineapple.
I feel like already it's kind of going around like a very high school in the Neolithic times. And then somehow a pineapple is involved. So you had disgrace. What was the other ones?
Artificial.
Yeah, you're an artificial. You're a disgrace. We're in Neolithic times. And then somehow there's a pineapple. So how weird are we going? Because could you have the Neolithic times of like pineapples, almost like how you have like SpongeBob and that, you know? Is that too kind of weird if like fruit were like sentient? And they're like, yo, you're a disgrace because you're artificial, and you're like, yo, this is all natural flavors, yeah.
Interesting.
You might be onto something. Can I say a version? In my opinion, it could be just like Jack said, so a pineapple at a high school, but he's of a certain kind that's a disgrace because he's artificially made. Yeah, that's right. And he wants to build a time machine or something in order to prove that his kind, his pineapple kind, existed in the Neolithic times. So therefore, his kind isn't artificially made. It's not a disgrace, but rather, naturally organic pineapple. So
Yes.
That's basically what Jack said as well.
I like it. Next one. Movie made. We're done.
Nice.
Just like nice one, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So we're saying, so the high school is full of pineapples, and then one of these pineapples is artificial.
It could be a fruit high school, like the Emoji Movie, which has, I haven't seen it, but it looked like there was a school just of emojis, or Zootopia, which was a society of animals. The same could be here. A society of fruits, and there's a pineapple. But I think fruits, like realistically speaking, some of the fruits were artificially made. For example, the banana, the natural banana was way shorter and had actual seeds, but the artificially made one is the one we eat and we have in supermarkets.
Like genetically modified, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the other one, the real, well, I'll say the real one, the main species like died out in it. We kind of adopted this hybrid genetically modified one because we were like, oh, this is so much better. And yeah, I heard about that. Isn't there not a few species of banana, or the like a lot of them died out or something?
Yeah. And apparently, the species that you're talking about died around the 60s or something like that. And back then, they made the banana flavor based on that species. And they still applied it to this day in chocolates and other, sweets. And because of this, when they say banana flavored, it's the flavor of the 60s,
The
the species
original,
that died then.
Yeah.
And it doesn't match in taste with the bananas that we have in this day. It's interesting.
Just for the viewers, if you disagree or if you have any more information, make sure to comment in the comment section below, and tell us how wrong or right we are.
If you have any disapproving views, feel free to keep them to yourselves. And yeah.
Yeah, I do like the idea of having like lots of different fruit just because of diversity, you know, to make it more relatable.
Yeah.
You know, people with strawberry. But yeah.
I identify as an apple.
Exactly.
Yo.
You're gonna make a lot of people mad right now.
Okay, what if
I'm a trans berry.
You've just attacked the whole minority group right now.
Okay, I might do that. And we can cut this out. Here's what I do.
Well, let's for this
Okay,
all
man, okay.
purposes, so they get demonetized. We're gonna have to cut this part out now.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the idea. We're in this school of pineapples and fruits and apples. They're in high school. They've got to do a presentation on the Neolithic era. And then meanwhile, there's like one apple who identifies as a pineapple. And there's this whole no, let's say pineapple.
How is that different from what I said before?
Yeah, wait. So let's say there's a pineapple who identifies as an apple. And then the apples are like, nah, man, you got like pine cones sticking out of you and all that. Like, be you, bro. And then so he creates the time machine, goes back in times and finds his pineapple ancestors, and learns to love his fellow pineapple people, and learns to love himself as a pineapple, because that's what he is.
So am I understanding this right? So basically, the pineapple person is like, oh, this is weird. Basically, so you're trying to say the pineapple person is like seen as just like an artificial apple around everyone else, right? And they're like, no, man, I'm just a different apple, right? And then they go back in time and study their past and kind of realize that actually they're not artificial, they're just a whole different species altogether, and they're pineapples, not apples.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Like learning about your roots, bro.
Yeah.
You're not artificial, you're just different.
Yeah. Yeah, let's say he's the only pineapple there.
Yeah, man. Because then that makes him like special, the protagonist.
I think we should also pump up the disgrace part. And I think we could do that by making him actually antagonize the others around him. So he might start as being not a person who's likable, but someone who's genuinely bad. And over the course of the film, learns to be a better person and to accept himself and the others around him. So this way he could be a disgrace as well.
Is it because he's artificial, he's very jealous, and so he acts disgracefully or acts like a disgrace to everyone else, but then he kind of learns to love himself and kind of not to be a bad person?
Yeah. You know, in a way like Naruto, in the first episode, it started with him antagonizing everyone around him, you know, even drawing stupid faces on the Hokage statues and stuff like that. And as soon as someone acknowledged him, which was his sensei back then, Iruka sensei, he became a good person and he started fighting for the good people and not being so such a brat anymore. So I think the same could be here.
You've definitely just adopted a bit of Naruto into this.
Nice.
I like
Look,
it.
man, it has 700 episodes, so expect me every time to quote any episode or reference.
You should also have an antagonist then, who's like a darker version, who's been a bit of a disgrace as well, because all the other pineapples, or his family was killed by other pineapples. And so he's revenge on this pineapple, or on the village.
His family was killed by his brother, right?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
We just basically make
Genuinely.
up the entire Naruto story based on fruit.
Yeah.
They can have like little headbands.
And different fruit attacks and jutsus.
Literally.
This could also be an anime. Like, if we sometimes feel we could make it into something else, but still audiovisual, we could, because it doesn't have to be. I mean, yeah, it's a film game. That's the name of the podcast. But we could also explore other areas like TV shows, animes. I think there are even podcast stories within podcasts, like people playing characters within a podcast. Yeah, but
I think it
anyway.
could be a live action, well, not a feature length anime. So like they make movies out of, so a singular movie, but it's done in the style of anime.
Also, like an anime movie.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you want to make an anime movie? Would you? To be fair, bro, have you never thought about that? Why haven't you, boys? Because you're into making films. How come you never thought about making like an animated film?
I assume it's difficult.
Because it's
just as difficult.
Yeah.
It's what?
It's quite complicated. In fact, it's easier to make a live action film than an animated, because in the animated one, you're basically creating the whole world. For example, in live action, if you want a crowded area, you can just go somewhere and film yourself or some other actor, and the stuff happening in the background is just, the real world. But in the animated, you have to draw each and every person, and also walking. And you could make it 3D, which would be a bit simpler, but still you have to animate all of them.
Okay, so as a summary, we have this high school full of different fruits. One of them is a pineapple, and he's a bit of a weird guy, like
A disgrace.
He's a disgrace. Right.
How do you think will pan out then for this protagonist, which is a pineapple?
I think
I want to throw in a character that doesn't know how to ride a bike, and in the end they learn how to ride a bike.
Again?
So we've got all these topics about being disgraced, pineapples in a Neolithic time, or in a school, you said, and suddenly you want to throw in a bike, yeah?
Yeah.
That's like the end goal here is learn to ride a bike, and then he'll become not artificial. Through the medium of a bike, learning a bike, he'll discover how he's not artificial.
Yeah.
Is that how you want it?
Interesting.
About it. Also, what was your whole Naruto thing about the antagonist?
Oh no, bro, I was joking. Let's not go down that route.
Yeah. Well, it was basically a guy whose brother killed the entire clan, but it was just a joke, unless you want to include the fact that a fruit had his whole family killed by his own brother. But to be fair, the brother in Naruto killed that guy's family because his family wanted to start a war. So he did it for a good cause.
Okay.
And also, they have the ability to create an artificial world called Tsukunomi, in which they put everyone in an artificial dream world by using the moon as a massive Sharingan. So you could say you could have ninja fruit, which I'm pretty sure is like an actual thing. And then the pineapple could be the antagonist because he's a disgrace. And he goes off because he's in a team, right? I'm just gonna say the whole story of Naruto now, but from Obito's perspective. So basically, the pineapple is in a team of 3 ninjas, and he watches his teammate kill the fruit of his dreams. So he plans to take over the entire world because he's sick and tired of how much of a disgrace the world is. So he decides to use his eye powers or his fruit powers to project his fruit powers onto the moon, or in this case, cheese, because I imagine if there's fruit, there's probably cheese. And then he'll make an artificial world, which will send them all back into the Neolithic times.
Oh,
because it goes dark, it turns everything dark, and everyone's.
What if he needs to project his eye on a bike?
There you
Since
go.
Saad was talking about a bike.
So I like a lot
So
of that.
basically, this is the movie, because it's got all the film's storylines put together.
Okay, wait. Okay, let's try and flesh it out then. So
I love it. So let's just take the whole franchise of Naruto then and turn it into fruit, and let's flesh out. Let's go.
yeah, man. Okay, let's say we're at this high school and it's a ninja high school. Bro, let's call the film. Did we call the film Fruit Ninja? We might get sued, but we can pitch
Ninja
this.
fruit or fruit ninja, either or.
I'm pretty sure it's general enough not to be copyrighted.
Wasn't that a game, Fruit Ninja?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
even though it's a game, you don't you can still use that.
Yeah, and we can pitch this to Fruit Ninja, and then they'll take the story, pay us money for it. Okay.
Maybe
Think about it this way: if I make a game about a red car and call it Red Car, that means you can't use that expression in any film or game or whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
It's rubbish.
Okay. So we're at this high school. It's like it's a fruit ninja high school where they're learning stuff. And then our guy, the pineapple, he's a bit of a bad guy for everyone.
He says, he sits like this and he goes, "You don't know my pain."
Yeah. Like, something like people don't like him. And then maybe he's like the chosen one or something. So he has to go back in time to find the source of the pineapple something.
How's he going to go back in time?
Through
He goes on a bike.
Time bike.
Time bike, a really fast time bike. And he has to go through a smoothie machine.
That's pretty funny. The time bike. Okay, wait. So your villain, he was trying to send everyone back to the Neolithic era.
Yeah.
Why did he want to do that?
Because he hates the world. Because the world is a disgrace. I feel like we're missing a word here. What were the words that we had? Neolithic.
Artificial, Neolithic, pineapple, high school, and disgrace.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got them all. Yeah. We're gonna have You're gonna have to flesh out. Maybe someone took his bike, bro. The one that he was using to learn how to ride in high school. And he was like, you know what? This whole world's a goddamn disgrace. I'm gonna change it for the better. I'm gonna send you all back to the Neolithic times, back when stone bikes couldn't just be taken easily.
What if? So he gets this motivation, just what Jack said, that he loses his hope for the world because his bike got taken, and he gains a lot of hatred for the world. But in the end, he finds out that his bike wasn't really stolen. He just forgot it at his own place. And then he becomes a good guy.
I like it.
What do you say, Saad?
Yeah, we've got something there. We just need to put it all together.
How would you think you put it together?
The Fruit Ninja. We're in this high school. Our protagonist, let's call him Saad, the pineapple, and he's a very lazy ninja, and like
disgrace.
He's not doing his homework, and he's a bit of a disgrace.
That doesn't sound like you, Saad.
So, but here's the issue: his uncle, who is the dark pineapple, or something else.
No, bro, you're the dark pineapple.
Let's call him Jegget Pineapple. So Jack Pineapple, who is the villain. It's just easier to say the name though. Okay. So Jack Pineapple, who's like his uncle, wants to take over the world and make everyone pineapples. Right? No. So he wants to send everyone back to the Neolithic age because he's a green kip type of dude. Yeah, he's like anti modern stuff. He's a Luddite. He doesn't
He's
like
anti-vax. He doesn't believe in this.
Yeah. He's anti-technology. And
he's
so
antibacterial.
Back to the Stone Age.
He's antibacterial, bro.
He's antibacterial. So he thinks it should be nature. Yeah. So he wants to send everyone back to the Neolithic age. The way he's going to do this is he's going to go back in time and find a seed, a classic pineapple seed that has the power to bring everyone back or something, you know. And then, but our hero, Saad Pineapple, he also has the genetic code to go back in time, and the way to do that is to learn how to ride the time bike. He doesn't know how to ride a bike, and so he has to keep trying until he rides it. It goes back in time, and then he talks to like his ancestors, and then he meets his Jack Pineapple, and they have a fight, and then ultimately he grabs the power seed.
Right. So, what would be the theme of the film? What would be the main message?
Have you not been listening to the topics? It's a disgrace, pineapple.
No. I mean the theme, the subject. Like it can be about pineapples and spaceships and whatever, but at its core, there's a message like it's better to be with friends, or it's good to be close to your family, stuff like that. Like what do you guys think the message should be? I think, in my own opinion, from what we've discussed so far, it would be something along the lines of your people are special, more special than they think they are. Or there's something special in everyone. like the pineapple.
Yes, I agree. Something like
Or
that'd be fake.
it's good
you
to
know,
ride a
fake.
bike.
Yeah.
I love your input, Saad. Yeah. Sweet.
So okay. I think we just need to flesh out how is our protagonist, so the Saad pineapple, how does he find out about his uncle's plan? Maybe his uncle tells him, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send everyone to the Neolithic time. And then he's like, maybe at first he wants to do it as well because he's not enjoying life either. You know, they're quite nihilistic.
Yeah. And there
Wait,
should
so
be
you
something that makes him turn otherwise.
Yeah.
Like
So are we basically saying we have really
he
pressed
sees
pineapple?
hope.
Yeah. So it can literally be like a Darth Vader type of thing. And his uncle is like, join me and we'll send them to the Neolithic age. And he's like, no, I won't do that. I'm part of the Fruit Ninjas. And then he wants to save his high school.
But what makes him change his mind? That would be an interesting scene. Maybe he saves a child, or I don't know. He starts like he starts doing yoga. Or you go ahead, Jack.
Is a pineapple a seed? Just to clarify.
I don't know. I think what makes the pineapple change his mind and be a good guy is that he would be inspired by something else that he sees. And he could see one night on a dark alley, a woman getting harassed, mugged by someone with an axe. And when that guy is getting ready to hit her with the axe, Superman comes out of nowhere and he hits him with the axe on the chest. And Superman says, not impressed. And that guy, he says, no, this can't be true. And then Superman says, I'm a big believer in truth, but I also am a big fan of justice. And then the Justice League come and defeat the guy. And the pineapple gets very impressed by this. And he says, damn, I want to be a good guy for once in life, to be just like the Justice League.
Okay, what if the uncle's plan is not to send them back necessarily? Okay, we'll think about this idea. So the uncle's plan is just to take over the world and then make it more naturalistic or whatever.
Less artificial.
Less artificial, to be the ruler of the world. And let's say Saad Pineapple just happens to be the nephew of the super evil genius, Jack Pineapple. And then, so the Saad Pineapple finds out about this. And then he tells everyone and then everyone hates him because his uncle is the super genius, the super evil genius. So then he finds this old mentor at the school, this old teacher who says, I was once a young pineapple like you, and I know what you have to do. You have to take the bike and go back in time and get the power seed. And that will stop him. Because he's got
Irish.
Yeah.
So this has got now an Irish bike biker.
You know,
Yeah.
I just realized that for the past minute, you've explained the plot of Lego Ninjago, the movie. It's basically a guy in high school with his friends, and his father is the guy who attacks the city every time, and everyone in school hates him for that. And actually, he gets a mentor, just like you said, an old guy who teaches him how to defeat his father. But he doesn't need a bike or something like that. They actually want to get rid of a cat. Yeah. Anyway, man, go on.
Yeah. So then he has to go back in time, and then he finds his ancestors, and then that makes him happy. And then he also gets a power seed, which will stop his uncle, and then they battle it out. So it's kind of like Lion King as well. So he has to remember who he is.
Mm. Mhm.
He's like descendant of the great Pineapple King.
Right. So the last thing we need to discuss is the cast. Who should play who?
Ooh. Shia LaBeouf.
Damn. Every role by Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Since it's gonna be
Every
animated.
single role, and in The Rock as well, because if it's action packed, then
You know, Alex Wolf.
No.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard of half these people.
Alex Wolf.
Yeah, you can Google him.
I'm afraid of Googling him. I think he's a conspiracy theorist who played in one film in the 90s. And because of that, you consider him an actor. And you want him to, let's see, Alex Wolf.
He plays like nerdy type of roles, kind of a little bit. So he can play our lead role.
Oh. I'm intrigued. He played in the latest Shyamalan
Right.
film.
Shall we wrap this up?
Not until you say who should play the Jack Pineapple.
Oh, I reckon
John Cena.
yeah, Rihanna,
Rihanna. Okay.
billionaire. Elon Musk, in fact, he's quite a good actor.
True. That's fair enough.
Did you see him on
Saturday Night Live.
yeah, literally.
Yeah, I saw some
Flipping heck. That was
bits.
acting of the century.
I think Dwayne Johnson could work to play a bad guy, to play the Jack Pineapple.
So you want a bad guy? I reckon. Have you Joaquin Phoenix, maybe?
Okay.
Okay.
I like him as a bad guy. I think he's really good. Well, the guy who plays Pennywise, he's very good as well.
Okay. Who's good? Do we want to do any more casting?
Son, what do your eyes just blink first before the other? It was like, right, guys. Absolutely hanging out. Mate, you need some rest. Go to bed.
Yeah, man.
Who's gonna
Take care of yourself.
Who's gonna direct this?
Andre, obviously.
Who's gonna what?
Direct.
Oh. Well, since it's an anime film, it's gonna be a Studio Ghibli film and directed by Hayao Miyazaki.
Okay.
Yes. A
And
Ghibli
so-
film.
Okay.
Ghibli film.
There you have it, people.
Nice.
We present to you Fruit Ninja, a story about a down and out high school pineapple who has to go back in time by learning how to ride a time bike, and in doing so will undo the harm of his evil uncle who is trying to take over the world.
What would be the theme of the film? What would be the main message?
Have you not been listening to the topics? It's a disgrace. Pineapple.
No. I mean the subject. Like it can be about pineapples and spaceships and whatever, but at its core, there's a message like it's better to be with friends, or it's good to be close to your family, stuff like that. Like what do you guys think the message should be? I think, in my own opinion, from what we've discussed so far, it would be something along the lines of your people are special, more special than they think they are. Or there's something special in everyone, like the pineapple.
Yes, I agree. Something like be fake.
It's good to ride a bike.
And he tells Simba that he's forgotten who he is, which is the son of a king, and that he should remember that and start acting like it. That's an archetypal idea. So if you're just a useless adolescent, then you've forgotten who you are. And the consequence of that is that the state is going to fall apart around you, and you're not going to do anything to fix it, and you're not going to be good for anything. No one's going to be able to rely on you, and you're going to be all whiny and resentful. And then after that, it even gets worse. And so that's basically what Mufasa tells him. And so Simba is like blown away by this vision, right? Because he sees what he could be.
The very first thing is you have to ask your child or the kid that you're teaching if they're ready to ride a bike. If they're not ready to ride a bike, nothing will work. You have to ask them, are you ready to ride a bike? Let's try it.
Let's get out of here.
Watch out! It's him again. Why don't you just go away? Go away, you freak! Freak! Why don't you die?
He's a monster. Don't even look at him.
I told you to stay away from him.
Someday I'm gonna be respected by everybody in the entire village! What's this? Oh, you heard? Cool sound! Hey, come on, stop pushing me around! Thank you.
I can't believe he pulled it off by himself. He was my classmate, you know. But he really outclassed us all.
Number one, are you ready to ride a bike? I'll ask you again, are you ready to ride a bike? Okay, he's ready to ride a bike, so he's going to be able to ride a bike. He has good balance, and we're going to prove it in a minute. Okay.
people are special, more special than they think they are.